Hey guys, welcome back to Cloudy Bubbly Amelia. Today I'm going to show you part 2 of Switch 2 explaining, since we have more information all about the Switch 2. So I'm going to put the quality highest so you guys can see. So thanks for Nintendo Life for sponsoring. Okay, we're going to play the video now.
Now, in the Direct itself, we didn't really get to see the UI, the eShop. Only thing we saw was in the settings when they were selecting the resolution. And, well, one thing I'm really happy to see is that the Miis are still here. But luckily, we have gotten a bit more to see on the website. Here we can see how the main UI looks, and a bit more to see.
I think he also forgot to mention that, if you guys noticed, this color is all different. It used to be just blue. It's not anymore. That's one thing he forgot to mention. And if you guys want a chapter, I'm gonna put the chapter number 1 up here. So chapter number 1 is what is the Switch 2? Okay, so the Switch 2 is just like the Switch 1, but it has more features. And Switch 2 is the newest Switch. It hasn't came out. It comes out June 5th for pre-orders, and you can buy it, so you can get your Switch June 5th. The Switch 2 has a mouse mode, and it has dock and regular.
On the website, here we can see how the main UI looks, and as you can see, not a lot has changed. Corners are a bit more rounded,
and the news button is different. So if you see this means news. So the paper that's curled up is news, because you know how back in the days we had a paper.
There are more icons, but I must be completely honest, I had wished for something very different. This just seems to be taking what already worked and, well, just keep doing that. The eShop has gotten a bit of a visual overhaul. Unfortunately, there is no music. The eShop has gotten a bit of...
Okay, so as you can see, now the Switch 2 will give you recommendations. Your recommendations will be refreshed every Saturday. So based on the games you like, it will do that. So your name, let's put your name, and then I'll say, hey, your name, looking to find some games, we got recommendations. They were going to plan of adding music, but I think they're actually going to add that. But it's probably going to be an update. I don't know, but I hope it's an update because they promised there was music. And your finds will be refreshed every Saturday. To find your games, it will be the A button. And also, your whole menu is different. I like that because the wish list, you have to do all that stuff. You have to click on your account, and then you have to put the wish list. And then now the wish list button is right over here, so you won't have to do all that. And the best selling software is here, recent, here, coming soon, there, online. So my circles are enter code is still, it's not the same, but it's on the left side. So this is your left, this is your right. Why did I do that backwards? Okay, I'm gonna keep that on the screen.
For visual overhaul, unfortunately there is no music, but it does look to be running a lot smoother. You can see them here clicking through the different games, adding games to wish lists, and yeah, it's all just really smooth. Nintendo's also returning to some kind of region locking, so it's no secret that the yen is doing terribly right now. So what the console's price is in Japan is approximately $333 US, which is a lot less compared to $449 in the US. So to stop people from just importing the Japanese consoles, the Japanese system will be available only in Japanese, and only Nintendo accounts with country region set to Japan can be linked to the system. So that was everything we know about the console itself, the price, the release date, and also its lovely new set of features. Now let's talk about the games. We're going to talk about all the games that are confirmed for the Switch 2, but also some just game-related stuff, which I'll actually start out with the price point. So,
Okay, so there are some games. If you guys didn't know, Xbox got sued, I think, because they had to put all of Xbox games onto Switch 2 since you guys. So Xbox got sued because some of you guys know that Nintendo Switch had more popularity and more money than Xbox. So they had to import all their games like Expedition 33. That's a great game. So all of their games will be on there. I think Genshin Impact is going to be on there because that was on Xbox.
the price of the new Mario Kart game, Mario Kart World, is, at least on the Spanish by Nintendo site, €80. And this is for digital. If you want physical, you have to pay €10 more. 90 euros. Now, the price is not always the same for all games. For example, the new Donkey Kong game, Donkey Kong Bonanza, is priced at €70 price point. And if you want it physically, well,
this
it's
is in euro,
€80.
Oh, so I just got to switch to ads and we're talking about it. That's crazy, that's crazy.
This kind of experience.
Hey guys!
Let the games begin. Nintendo Switch 2.
It's kind of weird, because I was talking about
That is-
Switch 2 for this video.
That's a lot. That's a really, really hard selling point, and I understand if a lot of people wait getting these games until there's a sale or something like that. That is insane. But there's another thing they didn't talk about in the Direct, which also kind of sucks. It's something called game key cards. So I'll just read this out loud from the horse's mouth itself. Game key cards are different from regular game cards because they don't contain the full game data. Instead, the game key is your key to downloading the full game to your system via the internet. After it's downloaded, you can play the game by inserting the game key card into your system and starting it up like your standard physical game card. So it's just a less convenient digital game. Sure, you get the box, which is cool, but you can't just put it in and that's that. Now, they haven't shared too much about this new thing. They show how it works. You insert the game key card into the system and then you download it and then you play the game. But even though it's downloaded on the system, you still need the game key card for it to play. I don't like this, Nintendo, and I really hope that it isn't becoming the norm. I hope that physical isn't dying, because things so you can share the digital games, and you probably can't even do this, even though you download the game, and it's outrageous. So, instead of talking about stuff that is infuriating and not nice about the games, why don't we talk about the actual games themselves? Because there are so many, and the games they showed off were actually really, really good. Let's start off with Mario Kart World. That is how they started the Direct. Mario Kart World is the launch title for the Nintendo Switch 2. 24 races. You drive from one stage to the next one. It's open world. You have eliminatory races. You can jump.
And one fact about Mario Kart World is that you can go freely instead of going where you're supposed to go. So you can go off the map.
On walls, you can drive around with people on live. Moo Moo Cow is playable. Yeah, we're gonna do a deep dive on everything we know about Mario Kart because it was insane how much they showcased in the Direct. But Mario Kart World is the title, not Mario Kart 9. Yeah, it's coming at launch June 5th. And there'll be...
Not gonna lie, I thought they were gonna come out with Mario Kart 9, but it's World.
Mario Kart World Direct coming April 17th.
That was a long time.
So yeah, I'm very, very excited about that. If only it wasn't €90 to get physically. Another game that they showcased was Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour. It's a
So the welcome tour shows you how to use your Switch 2. It shows you all the information about Switch 2. So, if you think this is free, you're wrong. It actually costs money. That's crazy. I thought it was going to come with the system because it teaches you. It costs money.
Day one release, and it teaches you about the system, secrets about the console. For example, this is where we learn whether Joy-Con 2 have Joy-Con 2 Rumble. There's minigames that showcase the different usages, like mouse mode, but this is not a pack-in title. I thought for sure when I was watching this is a pack-in title, but no, it is not. You have to buy.
Here's proof it is a paid game.
You have to buy it digitally.
You have to, even he thought it, because look, paid as digital only game.
What? I mean, I'm gonna get it either way because I'm working here and stuff, but it wouldn't surprise me if this game sells terribly because really this is something that should have been included in the console. But something exciting that they shared was a new IP, Drag X Drive. This is wheelchair basketball and it utilizes the mouse mode feature. Actually, double mouse mode. That is how you roll the wheels. I think this looks really fun. There's also motion control, so you can take it up in the air and say, hey, I want the ball. And yeah, 3v3 wheelchair basketball. That is essentially what it is. It showcases the mouse mode and it's coming out summer 2020.
Sorry, I had to ask.
The mouse mode, and it's coming out summer 2025. During the presentation, Nintendo also had a little thing where they said there's 3 types of games for this console. There's the Switch 2 games themselves, compatible Switch 1 games, and Switch 2 edition games, upgraded versions of classic Switch games. So, what is this? Well, to showcase that, they showcased it with particular fan favorite of mine. It's Super Mario Party Jamboree, which has an extra thing called Jamboree TV. This is a Switch 2.
And also so if you guys need explaining about the games, there's 3 types. The 3 types is exclusive Switch 2, compatible Switch 1, and the Switch 2 one he talked about in the last part. So that is the one where they originally updated the old game and put a new update. So, like example for Zelda, they did that for Tears of the Kingdom, or it's either like they either did it for Tears of the Kingdom or Hyrule. I think it's Tears of the Kingdom.
New version of that game with new content. Think of it as the deluxe version of Mario Party Jamboree. This game includes mouse controls, audio recognition, better rumble, camera-compatible games you can also play together.
And also information about the Switch 2 camera. It's usually with the C button. The C button stands for chat and voice. I already knew that because like chat and all that. So, the camera is for your chat voice. So you can be on a call with people and use a camera to see your face.
Together with other
people
where your faces will be shown. You have Bowser Live, which is like Kinect-esque gameplay. And you also have the mouse mode itself, where you have a bunch of mouse mode mini-games called Carnival Coaster. Now you can purchase this as an upgrade if you already own the original, but they didn't specify how much the price point was. Probably because it's a lot higher than everyone would have thought. Then though, they showcased something I was really excited about, and it's Breath of the Wild Nintendo Switch 2 edition.
I knew it. It's both. It's both.
So in the Direct, they had a quick overview where it showcased Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom running a lot better. They've now doubled the frame rate, 60 FPS, and it just runs overall better. But they released an overview trailer separately, which had a lot more info. For example, that the load times are a lot quicker, as showcased here. You also have additional manual save files. 2, they're really spoiling us here. They also expand on the Zelda Notes feature, which was briefly talked about in the Direct too, they said that
And to get that map, you have to download the Switch app.
you can
I forgot what it's called, but it's like the Switch 2 app. You have to put your account in to do that.
to search for Koroks and shrines and such. But there's also more stuff like voice memory. So
And it always tells you where to go, so that's another tip.
if you enter certain locations, for example, you go to Zelda's study, you can hear some voice lines from Zelda herself. And probably the most exciting thing, I think, is My Play Data, which is just data about your playthroughs. How many enemies you've defeated, how many treasure chests you've opened, how many materials you've collected. There's even an achievement system, and this is all in the app. I don't understand it. Put it on the Switch. Come on, Nintendo. And then also in the end of the overview trailer, there's chance of news on some new amiibo. We have Tulin, Yunubo, Sidon, and Riju. So I just hope that we can get a full pack just like the one right there, because that looks bloody great on a shelf. And these two will also be available at launch June 5th, 2025. So you can either buy them digitally or physically, just as a standalone edition, or you can...
And also a thing about the new card holder for the physical. It also shows a picture on the sides. I mean, like these sides. If you look on the other side, like that. But I don't like how the Switch 2 sign takes up so much space. Look how much space.
Upgraded via an upgrade pack. They have not specified how much this upgrade pack is, but they did specify here that you can get the upgrade for free if you have the Online Plus Expansion Pack membership. And talking about NSO, let's quickly also talk about a new thing that is coming to Switch 2. It's Nintendo GameCube Nintendo Classics. Yes, GameCube is coming to NSO in the expansion pack. You get higher resolutions, you can customize your controls, and the games that we know of so far is The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker, it's finally here. Soul Calibur 2, which does also have Link playable, F-Zero GX, Super Mario Sunshine, Fire
And the Switch 2 also has all the old games.
Emblem Path of Radiance, Pokemon XD, Super Mario Strikers, Chibi Robo Plug Into Adventure, Luigi's Mansion, and Pokemon Colosseum. And they're also re-releasing a new version of the GameCube controller, which does have a ZL button and the new C button. Oof, that looks like a spicy meatball.
New Mountain Dew Mango Rush.
That looks like a spicy meatball. I did get slightly sidetracked though. There are still some more
We are getting a new Kirby.
Switch 2 edition games, so let's look at those real quick. We have Kirby and the Forgotten Land Nintendo Switch 2 edition plus StarCrossed World, which includes some new math modes and a new campaign. Basically, this is DLC, and they're going in and modifying the previous stages. Oh, it looks great. And then we saw Metroid Prime 4 Beyond Nintendo Switch 2 edition. Here, it's confirmed that there's mouse mode, and that it does 4K 60 and HD 120 frames per second. I kind of freaked out when I saw this. I did not expect it to be running that good, but Nintendo know how to get the most out of their console. And then we also saw Pokemon Legends CA Nintendo Switch 2 edition, which had a higher resolution. And as with Breath of the Wild and the Tears of the Kingdom versions, you can buy all these versions physically or digitally, and they can be upgraded if you already have the game, but we have no idea how much. They also shared a new Hyrule Warriors game. Nintendo is working with Koei Tecmo on this, and it's Hyrule.
And also the Nintendo Warriors game is where like Zelda has to save Link. I saw the trailer for this game. Like now you can team up, and I think the game can hold more players than just one, because it's like different people.
Warriors Age of Imprisonment. You follow Zelda, but when she was back in time, and you fight in the imprisoning war. This is a very hack and slash game, not your typical Zelda one, but they also made one for Breath of the Wild called Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, so it looks like to be just that, but set with Tears of the Kingdom themes. This game is coming out winter 2025. They also announced a new Kirby Air Ride game.
They mean by winter 2025, it's like December and like near December or November.
Masahiro Sakurai is developing the game, and it's coming out in 2025. Now, Nintendo also had one more game to show off, but let's take that finally, because we also have a lot of third-party stuff. I'll be going through these quite quickly because there was a lot of games shown off here. Elden Ring is coming to Switch in Elden Ring Tarnished Edition. Now, it does not look like it's running great, but still Elden Ring on Nintendo Switch 2, that is crazy. We also got Hades 2, which I was insanely excited about, Street Fighter 6, a new Demo Ex Machina game, Split Fiction is coming, EA Sports FC, Madden NFL, Hogwarts Legacy, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4, Hitman World of Assassination Signature Edition, and they're also working on Project 007, Bravely Default Flying Fairy HD Remaster, Yakuza 0 Director's Cut, Deltarune, we already have Chapter 1 and 2, and 3 and 4 is coming out on the launch of the Switch. Hooray! Borderlands 4 coming out in 2025. Civ 7 is getting a Nintendo Switch 2 edition with...
I think we're also getting a new like steampunk game. Steampunk is like a game in the future, like
mouse controls, and if you bought it on Nintendo Switch, well, too bad. You have to pay for an upgrade. WWE 2K, NBA 2K, Survival Kids, Enter the Gungeon 2, Starseeker Astroneer Expeditions, Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition. It's 30
it was Cyberpunk. I forgot it was Cyberpunk, not steampunk.
FPS, and it's coming launch day. But we're not done there. Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate, just awesome to see it here. We also had a sizzle reel which showed off even more games, and they go as follows. We saw Kanitsugami, we saw Hollow Knight Silksong, which is coming out this year. No set in stone release date, but this year, you know, I can work with that even though we've been waiting for so long. We also saw Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar, Goodnight Universe, 2 Point Museum, Wild Hearts S, Witchbrook, Puyo Puyo Tetris 2S, Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma, Marvel Cosmic Invasion, Star Wars Outlaws, Nobunaga's Ambition, Fast Fusion, Shadow Labyrinth, Radu Remastered, No Sleep for Kaname Date, Reanimal, Fortnite, Arcade Archives 2, Ridge Racer, Professor Layton and the New World of
Lots of them are coming out as the same date of Switch 2.
Steam, Tamagotchi Plaza, and
Tamagotchi! I actually have a Tamagotchi Uni. I actually have a Tamagotchi. And it's by the same creators as Tamagotchi Plaza, which is the developers of Tamagotchi Uni. I'm not sure you can see it because I'm in the dark. But this is the real Tamagotchi Uni. Like, this is it. Like, I actually have it. She's sleeping right now, but she sleeps early, like.
Human Fall Flat 2. We also got a new From Software game, which I think a lot of people were freaking out about. It's called The Dusk Bloods. It looks very Bloodborne-y. Is this a sequel? I guess we'll just have to wait and see. It's coming out in 2026. And it's a Switch 2 exclusive. But there was one game that Nintendo held off to the very end. It was the final thing of the Direct, and I thought it was going to be for sure the new 3D Mario. But no, this is the new Donkey Kong game. Donkey Kong Bonanza, and this game looks absolutely incredible. Donkey Kong can basically destroy the whole world, and it looks so interactable, so polished, so pretty, and I cannot wait to know more about this game and try it out. Yeah, I don't know what else there's to say. Watch the trailer if you can, it looks absolutely magnificent, and it's coming out the 17th of July. And that was everything we know about the Switch 2 and all of its games, all the stuff that wasn't talked about in the Direct, all packaged into this video. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a long one in the end. There was so much to go over. Was there anything that I missed? Well, let us know down in the comments below.
And also, thank you for Nintendo Life for sponsoring. If you would like more Switch 2 information, subscribe and like and comment that